behind time. So just a quick introductions. My name is Frank. I'm from the Global Engagement Office. So my office basically handles all the promotions with regards to undergraduates. So I'm sure today there will be this is actually a non-JUPAS international qualifications. Some of you, I think most of you, would be from Hong Kong with your kids and your some of the students down here who are from Hong Kong. And some of you, there might be also some of you who are not from Hong Kong, from mainland China, or taking international qualifications that's coming to apply through non-JUPAS. So just to a little bit of clarifications, non-JUPAS, you can apply through non-JUPAS whether you are a local or a non-local. So it's still the same route and it's still the same website that you're going to apply. Okay, so that's before that. So today, our sessions will go to probably take you until about 45 minutes. I hope it's actually shorter than that, which will consist of an introductions to PolyU. I'll give a very quick introductions with regards to the universities, and then I'll invite some students who are our student ambassadors who also go through the non-JUPAS process to share with you their university life. And last but not least, at the end of the sessions, towards the end of the sessions, I will share about some admission tips on how you're going to apply and when you are going to apply in the coming year. For those who are applying, especially for the 26, 27 cohort. So the next year cohort, the admissions part will actually be at the end. There will be no Q&A today. So if you have any questions you have after the sessions, feel free. There will be a booth outside at the Union Square that you can actually ask. All our admission colleagues are there for you to ask questions with regards to any questions on admissions that you may have. Okay, so get started. My name is Frank. So if you are counselors or if you're students, you have seen it before. So basically, I'm actually in charge of the local students recruitment and doing local students recruitment in Hong Kong. So may I have a quick show of a hand? How many of you are not from Hong Kong? Not from Hong Kong. Okay, so just a few, not a lot. Okay. So this is our campus. I'm sure you already have like a half day in the campus. While we are in Tsim Sha Tsui, so we are basically in Hong Kong. I would rather say that we are actually one of the most efficient and also centrally located universities within all of the universities in Hong Kong. Basically, this is why the reason why I bring this up is last year I went to interview a few students asking them why do they actually choose PolyU, and to my surprise, a few of them actually tell me the reason why they choose PolyU is because of the location, which we are very convenient. But sometimes you can actually see from these pictures we are quite small as a university in terms of size. But good news is probably, I don't know if your kids are coming in a few years later, we will be planning another campus in Bắc Bộ Đô Hội. So we will be having a second campus later on. But right now, all of these facilities that you can actually see, you can actually take a look around. It's centrally located. It's all in here in Hong Kong. We do not have another campus. So right now, this is actually the campus. And then we have some facilities in Ho Chi Minh Hall, which are just a little bit of facilities over there. PolyU, just a quick fast fact. I think this is interesting in a way because not many people actually knows about this. We started in 1937. Actually, we are one of the oldest institutions in Hong Kong, if you compare. Although we became a university status in 1994, if you take a look back in the histories, 1994 is actually the year that Hong Kong's went from 2 universities to 8 universities in 1994. And we have 7 faculties and 3 schools, which I will introduce later on. And in terms of students, although we are a very small campus down here, we have 33,000 students. So we have a lot of students. You can see most of the time of the campus is very crowded. One interesting thing that I will actually bring to you is right now, being one of the oldest institutions in Hong Kong, one of the biggest institutions in Hong Kong, we have the most number of graduates. And by meaning of the most graduates, we have over 500,000 graduates. To put it into perspective, what does it actually mean? It means if you take a look in Hong Kong's populations, we have 8 million people right now. And 500,000 means 1 in 16. So every 16 people in Hong Kong, one is actually a graduate of PolyU. So actually that actually helps a lot if you think about other things that we are very popular for. So our popularity, if you, some of you who are here, who have a few more years of experience than others, you will know that PolyU all the while is actually very famous for our graduates' employability. So that actually helps because we have a lot of outstanding alumni who helps our students to get a job. Rankings. Well, I think this is actually always on the news. We ranked 54 in QS this year. Although there's actually a lot of rankings, higher education rankings, QS ranking. QS is probably one of the oldest ranking agencies that's available. We are on 54. Well, if you listen to the recent public policy, we are very luxurious. I think Hong Kong is lucky to have 5 universities within the top 100 in the world. But then, as a student, what does actually means to you? That's actually something that it's very important. And a lot of the times, if you just take a look at the rankings, how does it actually affect you? Of course, it affects you when you graduate from one of the top ranked universities. Something that actually helps you get a job, that actually helps you get into another institutions for a master degree, that will actually helps. But ultimately, what in behind is actually working. Ranking is actually a composite of a lot of things. If you take a look at how they score universities from universities, a few indicators that puts us. If you just take a look at PolyU in the last, say, 8 years, our rankings shoots up from 100 to 50, around 50. I'm pretty confident that in a couple of years we will be breaking through the top 50 in the world. One of the biggest reasons, I think this is actually to also show how fast our university is growing. Because ranking is, if you go up one step, it means somebody have to come down. So at the expense of somebody else, because that actually shows how fast we are growing faster than everybody else. So that's actually a very positive, I would say, in terms of, I would say you don't have to look at the absolute ranking, but then if you are looking at universities, look for those who are very upcoming and growing the fastest. And in subject rankings, the QS this year, we have 7 subjects. Some of the subjects, I hope you will have time to explore those faculties later on, including hospitality and leisure management, which is very unique. We have Hotel Icon just next to the campus. Nursing, architecture and built environment. We started our Bachelor of Architecture last year. We have a very strong civil and structural engineering. If you take a look, most of those civil engineers is actually from PolyU. We have a very nice, beautiful art and design school that you will actually take a look. That very unique building that within the campus is actually the arts building. We also have a very strong marketing and environmental science. Not only this, but we have other subjects as well. One of the reasons why that we are shooting up in the rankings in the past few years is because of our research. Our research is getting very, very strong. In fact, Stanford University, every year they will publish a list of scientists who are ranked the top 2% most cited scientists in the world. And right now, within PolyU, this year we have 233 of them at PolyU. So if you just count the numbers of these top scientists in the Hong Kong, we are ranked number 3. And in fact, these 2 years in other, of course, I'm not going to show it because you're not going to do research. You are looking for undergraduate degree. In Hong Kong, we are getting the funding from government and other agencies. We are actually ranked 2nd in Hong Kong in terms of research funding. So for any students, if you plan on doing research later on, this is actually one of the places you want to be, and to also carry on. Faculties and schools. I hope you actually have a chance this morning to visit some of the faculties and schools. So we have science, engineering, construction and environment, computer, mathematical science, health and social science, business and humanities. So these are the bigger faculties that we have. Within the faculties, we will have departments. And then our school is actually a very unique niche. We have a design, fashion and textile, and hotel tourism management. So these 3 are more unique, and most of these subjects or the offerings is very unique that you can't find elsewhere in Hong Kong. Last but not least, we started a College of Undergraduate Studies, which will actually house one of the new programs that we have. So these are some new programs. So, there are actually seven new programs if you apply starting from last year. So last year, that this is actually the first batch of students coming in. So instead of choosing a major to go into, you can actually choose from one of these six. So we have six faculty that offer broad-based admissions. So what broad-based admissions means, like for example, our business school, if you have visited them. So within the business school, there will be subjects like accountancy, we'll have subjects like finance, but then there's one more choice. If you're applying from last year, that means this year is the same that you'll be applying. So you can choose to apply JS 3003, which is actually, this is a Jupyter's code, but then you will have a bachelor degree scheme in business administration, meaning after the first year, you go into our business school first, and then the second year, you will choose a major within the business school. So you have actually the choice. Same goes for this other five faculty. So first year, you go into a broad base. You take some of the subjects that's equivalent to you, that's actually quite similar to everybody else who will take the same subjects. Second year, you choose a major and go into that particular major. If you are very confident, or if you already think about what you want to do, then you can by all means go and choose a major. So you have the choice here to go into either a broad base or a major base. So it's your choice when you apply. So for non-JUPAS, each student can apply for a maximum of two major two programs. So you can actually choose or prioritize which path you want to go. Other than that, since last year, we started a scheme called Bachelor Degree Scheme in Interdisciplinary Studies. This is a very new, sitting under our College of Undergraduate Studies. So basically, what does it actually mean? It means that students who actually admitted to this particular program you will design your own major. So designing your own major is to pick some majors from all available majors within the whole universities to actually come up with a unique major that you will work out with your mentor. So every student in this particular course will be assigned to a professor who will guide you through the first year to design your own major. So, we are actually designing it for high achieving students. And then for the students who are enrolled in this particular program, you will have a choice to choose any major within the whole universities, including some of the manpower major, which is very popular. I'm sure some of you will be interested in subjects like physiotherapy, occupational therapy, or radiography. So those are subjects, you can also choose them within this interdisciplinary studies. So this is actually one big umbrella for you to actually get access to all the majors within the whole university. This year, we also have two new subjects and then one retitled subjects. One is actually sports science and technology. I hope you will have find time to actually visit the booth. They will tell you a lot more about this particular new major. And then our humanities, we also have a language science and technology, which is under our Faculty of Humanities. And then one of the subjects within Faculty of Engineering is actually retitled, especially the aviation operations and systems part. So this is actually some changes in the programs. Other than these three, most of those that we offered last year, it stays the same. Okay, so if you know choosing any universities within Hong Kong, I think one of the questions you will ask is, what does PolyU do? That how we train our students or how we nurture our students that is different from other university. So we have approached a holistic approach. Of course, if you take a look at any universities in Hong Kong right now, most of them will tell you that they are employing a holistic approach. But how do we do it? So basically, there's actually four things that we pushes to all of our students. One is, first and foremost, is AI entrepreneurship educations. I think this is actually one of the biggest things that you will hear if you go into any info day, starting from this one to next, you will hear AI here, AI there. I will talk about it. How do we actually approach AI and entrepreneurship? The other one is we are very famous for work integrated education, basically internships. We'll also cover about on that. Service learning is a great component that we want not only students to have academic results, but we also need to actually serve the community. And last but not least, of all the universities in Hong Kong, we are going for the same, is global exposure. This is something that I want to highlight again, that this is a great opportunities for all the students who are staying in Hong Kong to take an undergraduate degree. This will be some plus factors I will show you later on. So first, AI and entrepreneurships. So I believe a lot of you will be starting to actually use this AI starting from 2023 since ChatGPT actually launched in about 3 years ago. But just to tell you, at PolyU, since 2022, so that was actually 1 year before ChatGPT, all of our students, no matter if you study nursing, no matter if you study physiotherapy or you study design, all of the students have to go through our AI and data analytic course. So this is actually compulsory for all the students, no matter which subjects you do. So if you are very interested in it, you can actually spend more credits to develop it into a major, second major. So apart from the first major, the major that you choose, you can actually choose to do X plus ADA, which is AI and data analytics, which comprises of 36 credits. 36 credits is about 12 subjects. So that's actually quite a load to take. And then another course that all of our students have to go through is innovation and entrepreneurship. So this is another course that all of students have to actually take, no matter you do from humanities to engineering, you have to actually take this one. So this is the two compulsory courses that all of our students have to take. Work integrated education. So this is also another perks if you come to PolyU. Basically, since we are the only universities in Hong Kong that make it compulsory that every student have to go through at least one internship before you graduate. So this is a graduation requirement. So all of the students have to go through it. You might ask the questions, what if I can't find any internships? We are the only one that actually offer guaranteed internships. So we will find internship for you if you cannot find. But most of our students, or almost all of our students, will actually find your own internship. And then a lot of these internships are actually hosted overseas as well. So not only in Hong Kong, you can actually go to different countries to do interns. And then we do actually have a lot, just now I actually shared that we have over 500,000 alumni. And this is also one of the reasons why we have a lot of connections in the industry to offer these internships. This is actually some of the companies that are currently employing our students. Career support. Career support is also another big thing. We do actually have a lot of advisories and also workshops. And in fact, the latest graduate employment rate right now is 98.7, which basically means everybody gets a job. This is actually about 2 years ago. This data is the latest. We are going to come up with the later one. If you are interested in this particular data, you can actually, the universities will actually release on our website here and now every now and then. Another thing that I talked about is entrepreneurships. So entrepreneurships, we do have a Poly Ventures, which actually helps our students to start your own company. In fact, we are very proud to have 3 unicorns that I started in PolyU, and then right now we have over 7,600 entrepreneurs. And how do we actually support students starting your own company? We actually do funding support. So that's actually one big thing. And then we do actually have different incubation programs to assist our students to go along to start your own companies after graduation. Service learning. We are also the first in Hong Kong. I think service learning is nothing new. I think most of your current secondary schools will require students to do service learning either in Hong Kong or overseas. So this is also one of the graduation requirements. We need every student, no matter what you do, to complete at least one service learning course during your time at PolyU. And then in fact, right now, over 50% of these service learning opportunities are actually outside of Hong Kong. And those opportunities outside of Hong Kong are mostly funded by the university. So we are supporting our students, and most of the students are actually working on things that are related to their own learnings. So you can see that we have teams going to Africa every year. We have teams going to Cambodia, Indonesia, different parts of the world. A lot of the times are using their own. For example, this last slide you will see our engineering students are actually installing solar panels in Rwanda. So every year the president actually lead delegations of students to Rwanda to actually help those people over there. And then our optometry is also another very popular programs, and every year they will do screenings for kids everywhere around the world. Third, that's global exchanges. I think exchanges is also one big thing. actually, starting from last year, we started a particular scholarship for those students who are coming into the universities, called the exchange scholarship. Later on, I'll actually explain about it. But then we were actually expanding the range of funding that we are funding our students, helping our students go on exchange. Right now, we have over 360 partners worldwide. And these are just some of the universities that are partnered with us. It's just a very small subset. Some of the universities you can actually spend one semesters at these places. While you are exchanging to these places, you do not need to pay the fees. In fact, apart from the fees, because you still have you just carry on paying PolyU fees, you'll be going over there. And then apart from that, we also have a funding that will support your travels and also part of your lodgings, be it in a bursary mode or a scholarship mode. So we always find this the students who actually completed overseas exchange, a very life-changing experience. A lot of them come back very differently, after half a year. I think this is one of the things. Last time when I was in another capacity, I always interview some of the potential employers and ask them, the local Hong Kong employers, what do they look for in the local students, our graduates. A lot of them, they are not looking for your CGPA. They're not taking a look at that, but a lot of them actually says do the graduates actually have overseas exchange experience. That's actually one of the things that they are looking for when they actually do hiring locally, because they also see how big a change it actually brings to our students. Apart from regular exchange, we do actually have a very famous programs in summer in Oxford. So some of the students, you can actually choose to apply for this particular summer at Oxford or Cambridge. We have 3 campuses that are offering 1 month summer camp for us. And also we do actually have a lot of students going on summer researches abroad and also competitions. So all these opportunities, later on I'll actually get some students to share on it. And for those of you who wanted to do research, this is also very interesting because we are heavily supporting our students to do undergraduate research. And by saying that, what do we actually offer? We have this particular scheme called URIS, which are Undergraduate Research and Innovation Scheme. For those students who are enrolled or apply, you get into these schemes. Basically, you get a research funding for 2 years to start your own research project when you are doing undergraduate degree. It can be related to your major. It can be something that you started, they want to do. And then apart from that, one of the things that it's very attractive for this particular, if you're going into this particular scheme, it's we offered Curie Residential College. So at our Harmony Hall, so those students who are under this particular schemes will be staying with our Curie Residential College for 2 years. So this is also another commitment that we will push our students, give you a bit of incentive to stay in our hall, to stay with these researchers together to actually do research. So other facilities, I won't go into details because I'm sure it's better to go out there and check it out for yourself. So we are adding another 2 halls by 2027 and 28. So 2 years later, I think for those of you applying soon, you'll probably start around that time as well. So we'll have a Homerton Slopes, we'll have a second hostel, and then in Kowloon Tong, there will be another student hostel. Student life, I think later on, I would like to invite my 2 student ambassadors to come up with me to share the experience. Come on, Haley and Claudia. Okay, Haley, today with us, we have 2 students who they are also, just now as I mentioned, they are also coming through from the non-JPAS route. And we have Haley and also have Claudia. Can you introduce yourself? Tell the audience about yourself first.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Haley, and I'm a year 4 student studying optometry.
Hi, I'm Claudia, and I'm a year 2 student studying occupational therapy.
Okay, so maybe we can start with Haley to go through what you're doing at the universities.
Okay. So I'll first share about my experiences in participating in overseas summer program. So last year summer, I went to the UCL summer school, and actually applied for the GEO non-local study fund from PolyU because the university has different fundings for you to apply. So thank you, PolyU, for that. So I chose the major business psychology, which is something outside of my major because I do optometry and there's no chance for us to learn something about business in our major. So it's a very interesting experience and led me to actually experience life, university life that's overseas. So these are some photos taken during my last day of class and also during the last day of the whole program, which we participated in a boat party. So it's also a very good chance for me to meet different people that's from different parts of the world. So for my major, I'm doing optometry. So in year 1 to 3, we actually have clinical trainings in our laboratory. So you all can actually take a chance to visit the laboratory later if you're interested. So we will practice clinical skills with our classmates. And also we got different opportunities to attend vision screenings in primary schools. So for year 4 to 6, we'll actually attend hands-on training in clinics. So which includes the PolyU Optometry Clinic, which is located in PolyU, the university, and also 2 different eye care centers, which are community eye care centers in Lai King and Wang Tai Sin. So we have very good opportunities to really perform a full set of eye examinations on real-life patients, and which develops our communication skills and also be more confident in diagnosing different eye diseases.
Thank you, Haley. So firstly, I'm going to talk about some of the overseas opportunities that our faculty offers. So since I've only studied for 1 year, I haven't been participating in these opportunities yet, but I really appreciate PolyU for giving us so many of these opportunities and experiences. For example, in occupational therapy, we have the opportunity to go overseas for placements and learn and work in clinics and hospitals in overseas countries like Australia or America. And also we have some summer exchange programs as well as some international conferences. So I think just around 2 months ago, some of my classmates had the opportunity to go to Mongolia to attend a occupational therapy conference, which is very interesting and it's something that I also want to participate in the future. So going back about myself, so in year 1 in occupational therapy, we have a 1-week-long clinical placement. This is very valuable since it gives us very early clinical exposure, even though we don't have a lot of hands-on skills yet. So in my first year, we had a 1-day clinical visit, which I was assigned to a pediatrics clinic. And during summer, we also had a 1-week clinical placement, and I was assigned to 2 different hospitals during this week. And I think it was a very valuable experience. So even though I couldn't really do any hands-on tasks yet, it was a very good opportunity for me to communicate with the patients and also to build up some of my soft skills that will be very necessary for my career in the future. So these are some photos of me and my classmates and also our clinical supervisor. And so now I'm going to talk about my student life. So one of the main attractive points, I guess, is student societies. So firstly, we have faculty-based student-led societies. So every faculty has this, and also for occupational therapy. And basically, it's basically where students, they host different activities like orientation night, orientation camp, and also some different events like sporting events for students to participate in. And it's a very good opportunity for you to meet friends from your cohort as well as also to befriend some of your seniors. And so here are some photos of some of the activities that we had. So for example, we had orientation camp, and this year we even had a real campfire. And we also have a sort of Halloween ghost house kind of thing where we are able to participate and also to be a part of the committee. Yeah. And yeah, that's some other photos of the other activities. And so, aside from the faculty based student societies, there are also different interest clubs and societies. So, last year, personally, since I'm interested in volunteering and community service, I participated in a society called Campus YMCA, where I was given the opportunity to volunteer in dog shelters as well as to help out children from low income families, which I think is a very valuable experience. So not only did I get to participate in something that I enjoyed in, I also got to meet like minded peers. And there are also a lot of different societies that can fit your interests. Thank you.
Okay, thank you both. In the interest of time, I think they shared a lot about what are kind of things that they are available. What can, as a typical student. I have to be honest, I did not handpick them. So I just randomly picked two of our ambassadors to share about their experience. So all of the students who actually comes in, I think one of the things that you will actually get in the university is just check your email every day, then you will have a lot of opportunities. And most of these opportunities are actually funded by the partially funded by the universities. I think this is something that all of our students will get. Of course, this is like a buffet that you come into universities. If you grab all those, it's yours to take. But if you don't, then it's okay. You still graduate. At the end of the day, you learn how much, you experience how much is actually up to you. So, but then, thank you for Haley and Claudia for sharing. I will go back to finish off the admission part, which I think a lot of you might be looking for. So, admissions requirements. This is actually basics. So, all of this year, we have slight changes to some of the requirements. If you're taking IB, we will recommend students reaching at least 32, but some of the programs you might also be considered, especially some of the programs that require portfolio, that if you hit a 30 or above, they may be considered for admissions. For A-levels, we typically require 3 AL, and if you are doing A-levels, at least we are looking for applicants who can achieve 3 Bs, so BBB and above. For US curriculums, I'm not sure how many of you are here from the US curriculums. This year, there actually is a slight change in the US curriculums. We were first required a high school diploma over average of 80% and above. And then on top of that, we will either require a SAT with 1190 or ACT 24 and above. And AP, if you're doing AP, then we are required grade 3 in 2 subjects and above. That's provided you have a high school diploma. If you do not have a high school diploma but you're doing AP, then we are requiring 5 AP subjects with grade 3 and above. So this is actually the minimum requirements. If you are from the Canadian curriculums, then most of it we will require 80% and above for 6 grade 12 subjects. So this is actually the minimum requirements. English requirements, most of you, if you are having this previous requirements, you should be able to actually fulfill most of our English requirements already. So depending on which you are doing, you can top it up with an IELTS or TOEFL. So IELTS, we are looking for 6 or above as a minimum, and also TOEFL, we have IBT of 80 and above. So tuition fee, depending if you're local or non-local. Local this year will be 47,000 if you are entering in 26-27. If you are non-local students coming in next year, our fees is 200,000 Hong Kong dollar for 1 year. So this is actually the fees that will be applicable this coming year. Application. I think this is actually interesting. We will be opening our application, or we have already opened our applications. So from right now, you can start applying. Our early round is on the 19th of November. So take note of this deadlines. Just now, I actually have a couple of inquiries saying that if I do not have all the documents available, can I apply first? Answer is yes. I would strongly suggest all applicants to apply as early as possible. Best to catch especially the early round. So apply with whatever you have right now to go into the early round would be better, because since the last 2 cohort, we see a huge surge in applications from non-JUPAS. And then most of our non-JUPAS places is on a rolling basis, meaning the program will fill their quotas on a rolling basis. So it's on a first come, first serve. If you apply first, if we think that you are up to the standards, then we will take you. That means you will occupy that particular quota. Until, I would say, our applications for local is on the 5th of February. Don't wait until the normal deadline to apply. Try to apply as early as possible. So try to apply by our early deadline, and then you will have actually a better chance. So same goes for all the non-JUPAS. Either you are local or non-local. It's the same portal, e-admission portal. Fill out the form and then upload all the supporting documents you have at the moment of applications. If you do not have it yet, like for example, if I have a predicted grades expected from the high schools at a later date, let us know in your applications that you'll be expecting the other documents later. And then we will take into consideration that we will actually go into to process each applications who are coming in first. Apart from academic routes, these 2 years we have a STAR scheme. So this is actually a new admission scheme that we have running for a few years already. So basically, this is actually not only sports. Although we, at PolyU, we are very famous for our sports team. University sports teams we have the most Grand Slams among all the universities in Hong Kong. Basically, apart from sports, we have arts and culture, community service, leadership, and also STEM. So if you are strong in any other things, for example, if you have went to one competitions on mathematics competitions, you won a prize, that will actually be considered as part of this special talent schemes. So for non-JUPAS, it's easy. So from your application portal, you just have to choose if you want to be considered for STARS, and then you will upload those documents that you think will be suitable accordingly. My advice, no harm trying. We do actually have some guidelines. Go onto our website to see what are some of the examples of students coming in through these particular schemes. But if you are considered for these schemes, what are the perks? So basically, you need to first meet the general or program entrance requirements, and then upload those documents on our e-portal. If we consider you strong enough to be considered for the STARS entry, then we'll give you an interview, most likely in the month of April, separately. That's not for the admission, the normal academic interview. There will be a STARS interview to interview if you're suitable for this particular scheme. And then if we decide to offer you in STARS, then we will give you either the best case is a direct admissions, or most of the cases you will have slightly more favorable scores in terms of academic. So those are depending on how strong your particular strengths or special talents is. And additional perks, we do actually have non-academic scholarships in addition to whatever you can achieve in your academics. So there will be a scholarship, and the amounts varies from 10,000 to 100,000 Hong Kong dollar. And you will also be admitted to the STARS Residential College. This is also another, just now I actually talked about a Curie, which is a research residential college. STARS will also have a STARS Residential College. You can actually stay there in our college hall for 2 years under the STARS schemes. So this is actually additional perks. For entry scholarships, if you are strong in IB or GC A levels, then these are some of the scholarships that are available. You do not have to apply for any academic scholarships. We will be automatically considered if your results is strong enough. They will be automatically appear on your offer letter. So those are some of the admissions part. I want to also quickly share a few activities. I noticed there are some students here. So we are running a few programs for secondary school students. For my office, we do actually have a few programs that are suitable. One is actually a junior research mentorship program. So this particular program is actually for students, for secondary school students, particularly S4 and S5 students or equivalent, year 10 or year 11 students to come into the universities to do research during March to August. So this period will actually comes in to follow one of the university professors or some of our teaching staff to do a research project. upon completion of the research project, you have a chance to actually present your research project, and then you can also use that particular certificate to add as an additional credentials for applications to our STARS program. So we also consider students. So if you want to get some research experience as your secondary school students, then this is actually a good opportunity. So we do not charge anything. So application is free. So just apply around January if you're interested in any of our research projects. We have 31 research projects last year. Another thing, I think just now we do actually talk about student societies and all the experiences. We have a summer institute. So this is actually we run this summer institute for the third year, and then we are going to run it fourth year next year. So if you're S4, S5, or year 10, year 11, it will be great for you to have 1 week of university experience. Basically, you will stay in a hall for a week, 5 days, 4 nights, and then you will have a chance to actually go on to test a lot of test lectures. And also at the night, we have Joba Joma to actually bring you back to the hall and have some student activities at the hall. So it's a mini university old camp that we are running for secondary school students that you can apply. So this will, you can check out our website later on in just now. I think when you enter, you have the 2 leaflet. Those are some of the information, so you can try to apply during February. I think February will be the application time. And then we also run a lot of competitions. So depending on your own interests, if you are interested in any other things, just run to try to participate in most of our competitions. Almost all of them are free. So you just have to participate, and if you win, there will be prizes. And then if you win in our competitions, we'll also in priority consider you for the STARS admissions. So these are some of the credentials that you can actually try before you come into the universities, and it will also help your applications to our universities or any other universities. So some of the things that we offer. So basically, those are the things that I want to share today. It's about time. I have to actually hand over the locations to the next sessions. So if just now I talked about a lot of schemes. So this is actually our IG and also our website. Go on to check on those schemes if you have time. If you're still in S4, S5, year 10, year 11, apply for them and get some university experience. If you have any questions, we have an admission booth outside at Icon Square, so you can actually ask. Okay, thank you.